Mark Stein's here, best-selling author, columnist, a little incredulous here. What do you think?
Well, James Clapper is a liar, and in many cases he would have been prosecuted for perjury over some of the things he said in recent years, so I'm not minded to believe him on this. The fact is, Paul Manafort has been wiretapped by the United States government since 2014.
2014, think about that.
Yeah, that's almost 3 years. Now, he's never been, never mind convicted, he's never been charged with anything. So we have a situation in a supposedly free, self-governing, civilized society where the most powerful government in the world can wiretap you for 3 years and never have to bring a charge or find any crime that you've committed.
And I get different reads on what precipitated it, whether it was a Ukraine connection and all of that. But certainly, whether people knew who he was or not at the time, when he ascended to the role of campaign manager,
right,
you had to think that there were conversations, you know, that, hey, you know, we have these wiretaps, and they could very well involve, you know, the guy who's running for president of the United States.
That's right. I mean, for a start, the FISA court thing is a joke. They just rub a stamp. All you need to do is be conversing with a foreigner, as you are doing right now, in fact. That would be grounds...
Or vice versa.
...for a FISA warrant against you.
And who would know about it?
Oh, well, and that's the point. Nobody would know about it, except what we have here is essentially the ruling party using the cover of national security rules to get the goods on its political opponents. I mean, if you go back to one of the meetings that they wiretapped, a prince from the United Arab Emirates came to town to meet with Obama, and Obama blew him off. So he thought he'd meet with the incoming government, so he went to Trump Tower. And mysteriously, the Obama administration decided it needed to eavesdrop on this meeting. There's no reason why this prince is a national security concern to the United States. They eavesdropped on the meeting to get the goods on Trump. That's the issue here. There's actually no Russians, I mean, I take the view that, you know, Paul Manafort is doing business with a lot of sleazy oligarchs and so forth.
Right.
A lot of the guys you have on this show are.
They're my bread and butter.
Yeah, and there's sleazy oligarchs all over New York and London and everywhere in the West. But that's not the issue.
I understand. But, Mark, the one thing that would come to mind, though, is the intelligence officials, the Clappers, what have you, they would have to know about this. So when he, months back, was unequivocally denying that Donald Trump's phones were tapped or that Donald Trump ever appeared in a tape or something like that, I mean, he had to know, right? He had to know that there was certainly a distinct possibility that this could have been going on, and that the president was sort of swept into it.
Absolutely. And that's the other problem here. Clapper has been lying with impunity to Congress and to the American people because he knows
he was treated like a saint in the media.
Exactly. And he knows he's never going to be called on it. And then you have someone like Paul Manafort. They pick his front door, they go in, they search his wife who's in her negligee in case she's got an AK-47 under there. That's disgusting. And they go through the house, not to get the goods on him, but just to find one of those process crimes, you know, a little thing they can mail forward.
If you think that this is all about, you know, putting pressure on him to do what? To serve other administration members, to circle in on Trump, what? Absolutely.
I think they're trying to turn him to get to Trump. And people think this is clever. And it's got a long history in America of... I would say the corruption of federal justice. He knows that if he's actually dragged into court, your friend Conrad Black likes to point out that in federal court, the United States government wins 97% of its cases, which is a victory rate Kim Jong-un's justice system would envy. It's not respectable. So they know that if Manafort knows if he's dragged into court, he's done. And the idea is to
squeeze him.
Yeah, Yeah, and it's not funny, and I know people think it's cute, but the fact is we're in real banana republic territory here. We've got the then
like a banana
ruling
republic,
party.
we have the officials originally involved denying and denying and denying, and then clarifying it is possible.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah, and doing it 6 months. Yeah, modifying the story 6 months on, another 6 months on, another 6 months on. But there are no Russians in the Russian investigation. What there are political operatives of the Obama administration spying on their political opponents.
Real quickly, Mueller, we do know also is digging into all sorts of private conversations that the president has had, meetings he has had. This clearly does seem to be a focus in the bottom to go after the president.
Absolutely. The idea is to... I mean, the grounds for letting Hillary off is that you couldn't deny the Democratic electorate its candidate in an election year. What they're doing here now is denying the elected president of the United States the opportunity to govern effectively. That's disgusting.
Mark, good seeing you. Crazy, crazy stuff.